a real treat today for those of you serious about yoga and even for those just curious and want to give it a try for the first time. You could say she's the yoga instructor for the stars, but don't let that scare you off. Mandy Ingber joins us to talk about her new DVD, Yogalosophy, and to take us through the process. Hi there, Mandy. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
First, if you will, tell us a little bit about Yogalosophy. What does that mean?
That's a great question. Well, you know, it's really a combination of yoga and my take on life, you know, my philosophy, which is about exercise, which is really that having the body you want starts with loving the body you have, which basically means like whether you can touch your toes or not, whether you need to lose 5 pounds or just get cardiovascularly fit, whatever your level, that you can just start where you are.
And be happy there as you go through the process.
Exactly. Like I feel starting with appreciation and gratitude for where we are already just gives us more fuel to keep taking good care of ourselves.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, and you've been practicing yoga and teaching it for what, over 30 years now, or close to 30 years?
Well, I started when I was 1.
Right, yeah. Right. Could be a Tiger Woods in the making.
Well,
right?
actually, my father brought yoga into my life when I was about 5 or 6.
See,
right. So I was raised on yoga, and it was like a natural evolution for me to just continue to do yoga. And truthfully, I started off as an indoor cycling instructor, and people just kept saying, "Wow, it's like a yoga class on a bike." So I realized that the yoga aspect of me was just seeping through,
right?
You know?
Right.
And so I started teaching yoga, and then people were saying in yoga classes, "Well, it's not boring. It has so much energy." And it was like, "Oh, okay. So this is really like a hybrid. You know, it's a hybrid. It's a combination."
So what exactly motivated you to go from traditional yoga to sort of a more hybrid version?
Well, I found that people were really curious about yoga, but some people were a little intimidated by it because of the sort of spiritual aspect of it. You know, they thought maybe it was too serious for them, or that they had to learn a new language. And some people just felt like they had missed the boat on practicing yoga, and then other people just felt like, you know, yoga's too slow for me.
Yeah.
So I think that I wanted to create something that was unique and different.
That spoke to all of those people.
Yeah, really. Like it's really for you know, the DVD itself is just, it's really to introduce. It's like to bridge the gap between the natural athlete.
Right.
And you know, the curious yoga person.
Right. And so this is something that anyone can do. I mean, you can be a yoga aficionado, you can have been doing it for years, you'll get something out of it, or you can be just a beginner and
exactly.
just get something out of it.
I actually was thinking of the beginner, you know, I was keeping that person in mind, but I've been getting a lot of feedback from people who've been practicing for a long time saying, wow, this adds a whole new level to my yoga.
Fantastic. Such as, may we add, Jennifer Aniston, who's in your DVD. Yeah. What's her involvement with the...
Oh, well, Jennifer did the intro to the DVD, and, you know, she's been my student for about 5 years, and I was thrilled that she wanted to do the intro. It was like exciting. So amazing.
Very
yeah.
Exciting. Well, let's do some moves from the DVD, if you don't mind.
I would love to. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you asked. Funny you should ask. I have some moves right here.
Right.
Okay, so like I said, in this DVD, it's a hybrid. So what I do is I pair a yoga pose, and then I segue into a toning exercise. Okay. So we start off with holding for about 5 breaths in the yoga pose, and then we move into the toner.
Okay.
Okay, so the first one is going to be boat. And with the boat, the way I like to start off, first of all, some of us have a little more flesh than you do, Tanya, so we like kind of move the fleshy part of the tush off to the side and balance up on the sit bones. I like to think of lines of energy, right? So I think of a line of energy going out through my heart up to the ceiling, so we're going to lift up, and already you feel your abs engage. Then we're just going to lift the feet off the floor and balance up on our sit bones, right?
Okay.
So the chest is lifting up, and we're extending up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to flip our palms up, breathe. Good. So this is boat pose. It's an ab exercise. And then we're going to straighten the legs if you want to make it more advanced. This is for the